Have you ever caught yourself rooting for the toxic guy in a movie? Like, he's bad for her, but part of you still wants them together. Or maybe you stayed in something that was clearly going nowhere. Not because you didn't know better, but because some parts of you thought.
Maybe this is just what love feels like.
Because lately I've been realizing something interesting. I think we've been taught to romanticize toxicity. Think about the certain movies we obsess over, the certain songs we scream in the car, and the certain celebrity couples we idolize. They've conditioned us to believe that love is supposed to feel chaotic, obsessive, painful, and dramatic. And now a lot of people genuinely can't tell the difference between real love and emotional dysfunction with good lighting. Hello beautiful people, my name is Capable and welcome to the Girl Let's Chat series, the safe space where we unpack the madness of the internet, the trends, the delusions, the who approved this moments? Because TikTok will have you thinking this is normal and I'm here to say, is it though? Anyways, girl, let's chat about how an entire generation got convinced that toxic love is romantic. So let's start at the roots because this didn't just happen overnight. We have been watching movies, TV shows, and music videos since we were literally children. And so much of what we absorbed taught us that drama equals passion, jealousy equals love, and that if your partner is an obsessive and controlling, because he cares so deeply. And research backs this up. There have been studies that show that teenagers who frequently watch romantic media were more likely to believe that jealousy is a sign of love. So let's talk about the main culprits. First up, 365 days. A man literally kidnaps a woman, gives her a year to fall in love with him, and people didn't just watch, they romanticized it. There was even a TikTok trend where girls posted videos with bruise marks, captioned, "Decided to watch 365 days with my guy friend." Over 33 million views on an app full of teenagers. Then we have After. Harden makes a bet with his friends to get close to Tessa, emotionally manipulate her the entire movie, and we're supposed to root for this? Girl, this man is giving you headache, wrinkles, and trust issues before 25. That's not passion, that's just the warning sign with the jawline. And this is also marketed to teenagers. And then there's You on Netflix, which is the most dangerous one of all of them because it's subtle. The whole show is framed through Joe Goldberg's perspective, a stalker, a keeper, in a way that makes you sympathize with him. He controls her, monitors her, keep people all wrapped up in, "I love her so much." That's not love. That's coercive control in a turtleneck. And studies show that when we're given a character's internal perspective, we're far more likely to excuse their behavior we'd recognize as dangerous. Twilight, The Notebook, Gossip Girl's Chuck and Blair, all of them obsession, isolation, and manipulation packaged as the ultimate love story. Here's what I want you to really hear because this just removes all of the shame. If you've ever been stuck in something toxic and asked yourself, why can't I just leave? Here's your answer. Toxic relationships are biochemically addictive. The unpredictable cycle of highs and lows triggers dopamine surges, the same reward chemical involved in drug addiction. The hot and cold, the ghosting, the coming back. It works exactly like a slot machine. Research has even found that brains of people in tumultuous relationships show heightened activity in the same reward regions as people addicted to cocaine. Psychologists call this intermittent reinforcement, one of the most powerful forms of emotional conditioning that exists. So, just leaving isn't that simple. Your brain has been wired into a cycle. That's not weakness, that's just neuroscience. And just when you think, okay, I'll just date instead, modern dating swoops in and just makes everything 10 times more confusing. Let's talk about dating apps. Psychologists call it the paradox of choice. When you have too many options, you value each one less. So instead of investing in someone real, we're all swiping, half committing, keeping our options open, and then wondering why nothing ever goes anywhere. Then there's ghosting culture. People just disappear. No conversation, no closure, just read at 11 p.m. and silence forever. It's almost like ghosting is now a standard part of the dating experience, instead of calling it what it actually is, which is someone deciding your feelings don't deserve a response. And situationships, oh situationships, the talking stage that never ends, where nobody wants to define anything because the minute you put a label on it, someone has to be accountable. And the normalization of cheating in media hasn't helped either. When infidelity is constantly framed as dramatic and exciting on screen, rather than deeply hurtful in real life, we start to subconsciously lower the bar for what we will accept. We've created a whole dating culture built around plausible deniability. Nobody wants to be vulnerable. Everyone wants the benefits of a relationship with none of the responsibilities. And then we're all sitting there wondering why we feel so emotionally exhausted. So after all of that, what does real love actually look like? Because I think a lot of us genuinely don't know anymore. And that's not our fault, but it is our responsibility to relearn it. Real love is not chaotic. It doesn't leave you anxious at 2 a.m. wondering what you did wrong. It isn't a situationship that's been going on for 8 months. It doesn't come with conditions, control, or confusion. 1 Corinthians explains it best. That is the standard, not butterflies born from anxiety, not passion disguised as pain. Dr. John Gottman, one of the world's leading relationship researchers, found that the foundation of genuine healthy love is what he calls positive sentiments override. Partners fundamentally believe in each other's good intentions. Even in conflict, safety, respect, consistency, clarity, that is what love looks like. And I know it might feel boring compared to everything we've been shown, but peace is not boring. Peace is the goal. Real quick, since we are talking about unlearning things and doing better, I have a fashion guide called Shop Your Closet. It's in the description. It's all about creating new outfits from what you already own without spending any money. I've also added some free fashion worksheets down there, so make sure to grab some of those. So I want to hear from you in the comments. Do you think our generation has made dating harder than it needs to be, or is it just more honest now? Ladies and gentlemen, we've reached the end of today's video. I hope you all enjoyed it. If you did, please make sure to give it a like and make sure to subscribe for some different types of videos every week because we don't stick to the same videos here. I get bored easily. 'Cause baby, tonight, we're gonna go all